my God.
All right, let's see if we're live. We should be live. Hold on, let me check it out real quick.
Before I check out that Raptor
You
XL.
are live right now.
Yeah, we are live. All right, so ladies and gentlemen, we are live. Welcome to another episode of the Turn 4 podcast. This is season 2 and episode number 36. I'm your host, Daniel, and I'm here joined with my boy Anthony and, of course, Addison. Of course, he is back for this weekend and for the remainder of this podcast. How's everyone
This is
doing?
starting my full-time run right here.
Yo, what's up, guys? No, just messing. Yeah, no, it's great being back. I missed being on the podcast with you guys. So, yeah, let's start talking about this NASCAR, brothers.
All right, so to start off, we got Kansas that happened. All I gotta say is another win for Kyle Larson, win number 9 this season, which obviously last week he was able to advance himself to the Final Four in Phoenix with that win at Kansas, but he went out for another win. Of course, we had a very impressive run by both Tyler Reddick and William Byron. Chase Elliott almost had something for Kyle Larson in the end. Addison, start with you. What was your main takeaway from Kansas this weekend?
I kind of almost feel like Kyle Larson is doing what Martin Truex Jr. did in 2017. Be dominant on the half-mile tracks and a bit decent on the flat tracks. But even though this win for that Larson did get was a win for Ricky Hendrick. And I would rate this about a race like a 8 out of 10 because I think it's now twice that I think Larson has recovered from some mistake because he did hit the wall later in the race, I believe. And then, of course, Roval, he did have a change of power box or something. I do not know what it was, but you can correct me if I'm wrong. But this is basically 2017 all over again with one driver dominating the half miles and a bit decent on the short tracks. And that's all I gotta say.
Anthony, your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, well, we're talking about the race. I'm glad that it's the last race with this 550 horsepower package. So that's good. But I are we gonna have it next year or no?
I mean, with the next gen, yes, we're still gonna have it, but with a whole new different car.
That hopefully the next gen makes this package better than what it is today. So, yeah, I mean, there was not much going on. Your boy Kyle Larson, he went out there and like he always does, goes out there and he wins and dominates. So like I'm disappointed, bro. I'm not disappointed, but I'm still like I don't know what to say, man, about Willie B. It's 3 weeks in a row he's had like a really fast car, so I thought Kansas was gonna be the one, but the pit crew messed it up again. So either way, I'm excited for Martinsville. It's gonna be a good race. And hopefully Kyle Larson.
Short track boys.
Oh yeah, short track racing boys.
Yeah.
Hopefully Kyle Larson wins again, because that way we can see the epic points battle that it's gonna be this Sunday at Martinsville.
Yeah, for sure. And then not only that, but we have several drivers who started having playoff issues. We had started having Ryan Blaney. He made contact with the wall. They were able to unrepair the car, which resulted in him being done for the day, which he ended up dropping from 2nd to 5th in the playoff standings. And then Kyle Busch was in 3rd. He was in a good position to make it in, but he started having tire issues. But he was able to persevere back and put himself still in the championship contention. But I gotta say, though, one of my biggest takeaways, this is going to make Martinsville, for drivers such as Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano, who are currently 7th and 8th, and currently they're 6 points and 26 points below the cut line. This is going to make probably drivers like Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano to want to make desperate moves.
Yeah. I mean, the Penske cars, they're really good at Martinsville. Brad and Joey Logano, they have a couple wins there. Well, I believe Joey has one. And then Blaney hasn't won at Martinsville.
Mm.
But I mean, you never know, man. Like Logano, he can go out there and just say, screw it. I mean, I think that's how he has to approach this Sunday. He has to go out there and just win. I feel like Brad K too. I
Must-win
feel like probably
situation for him.
yeah. So it's I think for Logano especially, I think it's just go out there and win the damn race. Everybody else, I feel like they gotta. I mean, I feel like they have to think the same way, but I think for them there's a little leeway because they're much closer in points. So I mean, it's gonna be an interesting battle. So
Definitely for sure. I wouldn't count on Ryan Blaney next weekend at Martinsville. I mean, if you look at some of his stats, 2 out of the past 3 races, he has finished second. And then early in the spring race, he led laps early in stage 1 and stage 2. If Ryan Blaney puts on that type of performance that he put in on the spring race, and if he is able to close out the deal, I think Blaney could be someone to watch out for at Martinsville next week. I don't know. That's what I think. But I gotta say, one of my biggest, also to add on to this to the last weekend at Kansas, though, I gotta say Tyler Reddick and Ryan Blaney, and no, not Ryan Blaney, William Byron. I mean, those two, since being eliminated from the playoffs, we have seen them running top 5, running battle, being able to contend for the wins, and it just makes us wonder. I mean, how far they would have been if they had not gotten eliminated from their each perspective rounds. I mean, with Tyler Reddick, him being eliminated in the round of 16 and then William Byron in the round of 12, does this kind of set them up? Do you think we're kind of seeing a sneak peek of what's to come for both William Byron and Tyler Reddick next season?
Oh yeah, man. Especially for Willie B. He's been showing a lot of improvements this year. So look, there's a lot of people out there, putting the spotlight, especially on Willie B. And next year, bro, he has to go out there and perform, because if he doesn't, it's gonna be a big letdown from what this season that he had. I mean, this season he's had the best season of his career as of today, and next year he's just got to go out there and prove. He's got to prove, and he has to prove why he has the potential to be a superstar. Just like I think Kyle Petty mentioned, he said the next big superstar is going to be Willie B. So he just got to go out there and perform and make it happen. Because or else that 24 car, it's gonna get really hot. So you never know, man. If he doesn't perform, there might be a couple of other guys, looking to get that right in a few years.
Yeah, William Byron. I mean, I gotta say, William Byron. If you think about it, his transition from to the way he moved up was different than other drivers. William Byron. He was that driver that he didn't really start racing go-karts. His first start he didn't start racing until he was 15 or 16 years old. But before that, his journey started through iRacing. He was able to use iRacing to be able to go to Legends cars. But I think what was missing from William Byron is the fact that if you look at through his development all the way to the Cup Series, we saw William Byron, how fast he was able to adapt each series he was moving up to. We saw how he was in the Truck Series, won a bunch of races, almost won a championship, went to Xfinity, won a bunch of races, won a championship. And once he got to Cup, I think that's where kind of reality started to hit for William Byron. Because we all remember his rookie season was, oh my God, a total disaster. For William Byron. There was a point where I kind of thought William Byron was probably going to be a NASCAR bust, or I kind of thought he was going to be like the next Casey Atwood at some point, But I there was moments where I'm like, look, give him time. I'll admit he was rushed to Cup a little too quick, but I feel like now, as Byron has started to gain more experience in one series, prior to that, each year he was moving up to a series, and then, for William Byron in the Cup Series, it was one of the first times where he was able to go into a second, third, fourth season, and I feel like we're kind of starting to see the peak we're starting. I mean, especially this year, we're starting to see Byron take that step. Be a weekly contender, be consistent. And I feel like for William Byron, I mean, I never doubted his talent. I knew he's a great talent, and bringing Rudy Fugle definitely played a huge role into his consistency this season.
Even when he's starting, even when he's starting to win at tracks that he won with Rudy Fugle, because of course won Homestead, and has been running best at some of the tracks he has won, like Kansas. He of course did lead some laps and did win the stages, but give it more years, and we'll probably just see another version of William Byron from the 2016 Truck Series, if Rudy Fugle still is with him those next few years, and we'll probably be seeing Byron make it farther than the round of 12.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then also you got to give a big shout out to Mr. H for sticking with Willie B. There's other owners out there that they give these young drivers 1 year, 2 years, and they don't perform, they're out. So Mr. H, you got to give him big props, because he's stuck out with Willie B, and now look at where Willie B is at. He's out there, he's contending for wins. He obviously made a deep playoff run this year, so that's good. A big step from last year. And all this is all because of Mr. Hendrick for believing in young talent, such as like Alex Bowman, Willie B, Chase Elliott, Kyle Larson, all these guys. So you got to give, big props to Mr. H for holding on.
Yeah, I definitely do agree. I mean, for William Byron, I mean, this is I always knew William Byron had potential to be a champion. And, when we saw in the Roval, the way he performed, the way how he was destined to make it in, he was in a must-win situation. His back was against the wall. I mean, Byron he had nothing to be ashamed of after the Roval. And I feel like that after the Roval, I feel like that kind of gained more I think him being eliminated kind of fueled him to become more of a better driver. I mean, I think there's certain moments in a driver's career, certain events where it just fuels them more. It kind of changes their their persona in a way. There's certain events where a driver, either a moment they lose or a moment they win, where it kind of changes the driver, but it kind of changes the way they approach things, and I feel like Byron that was the moment where I feel like he started to become it made him more hungrier. It made him more hungrier for more. Because I think Byron, before the playoffs, we saw him as a favorite to even make the Final Four. But this may be a unpopular opinion for some, but with the way it's heading, I honestly feel like we are probably looking at possibly the second best driver at Hendrick Motorsports, below Kyle Larson as the top guy at Hendrick. So
where would you put Chase at? Third?
I'll put him at third, and then Alex Bowman is kind of like the weak link at Hendrick.
A few of his wins have been like coming out of nowhere, even though I think Dover was technically like just a better restart and had the better car in the last few laps, excuse me.
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree. But I think with Bowman, I feel it's kind of like the consistency. I mean, he's had the wins, like 3 wins, but it's just there's been some races where we would see it a lot, where we would see Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, William Byron running in the top 5, and then Alex Bowman running 15th. We've seen that numerous times this season. I feel like Bowman is kind of like currently that weak link that's kind of preventing Hendrick from having all 4 Hendrick cars be in the top 5. I mean, I'm not trying to bash anything on Bowman, but I just feel like Bowman needs to kind of clean up some of the inconsistencies he's had this season. And that's honestly how I see it.
Yeah, and then also like how I mentioned with you, Daniel, last time. I think it was, I don't know when it was, but at this point you gotta think to yourself, is it the actual driver now, or is it that he's just getting bad equipment, bad cars, or like, are they just giving them like the leftovers or something. Because yeah, you're right. You're right. It's crazy because you see Hendrick Motorsports, you see Larson, you see Elliott, you see Byron. They're all up front running 1, 2, 3 most of the time, and then Alex Bowman is out here on freaking he's P15th or P20th around there, So it makes you think. It makes you wonder, like if it's really the equipment or if it's just the driver, not being able to perform.
Yeah, I mean, it's always been like this with Hendrick Motorsports, where there's always that one car that doesn't perform. We've seen it, at times, where Casey Mears was the least performing Hendrick car, or where we saw Brian Vickers being the least performing Hendrick car, or Dale Earnhardt Jr. 2009. You saw how Hendrick Motorsports finished 1, 2, and 3 in the final season standings, and Junior was the odd one out. And then Casey Kane, during the last few years of his career, he was always that weak link at Hendrick Motorsports. So for me, it's kind of been it's something that's always happened at Hendrick Motorsports, where there's always that one guy who's kind of like the weak link at the team, and that has to be currently Alex Bowman as the current weak link of the team.
Yeah, but you can't say that about Stewart-Haas Racing, bro, because they all suck, man. Speaking of,
even though Stewart-Haas only has 1 win this season from Almirola.
Yo, I'm glad I actually said that, because speaking of Stewart-Haas Racing, Kevin Harvick, where did all the speed come from now? All of a sudden,
I'm serious. That's what I'm saying.
It's so crazy how, like, all of a sudden now, the past few weeks, he's been up front contending for the wins, and then this, the whole year he's been nowhere to be found, and then like now he's just up there. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Harvick is probably I don't know. I feel like Stewart-Haas Racing probably found something that they've been missing all year. But I mean, if that's the case, so it could be the start of a trend that we've seen in Harvick, that where usually the even numbered years are usually his best seasons. I don't know. Could be the case. We could see another 8 to 9 win season next season with Harvick. I mean, if you look at the trends, according to Larry Mack, 2018 he won 8 races. 2020 9 races. He was championship contending driver. Could that happen in 2022? That I don't know. That could be the trend.
Now I have a question for you and Addison for this.
Right.
Now, 2 races are left in 2021. Do you think he's gonna go winless, or you think he's gonna get a win finally, either at Martinsville or Phoenix?
Well, even though Phoenix, he is good at that track, but I have to say no, because I will say something that Daniel once told me before Bristol, that the last Phoenix race I saw on TV, Harvick won, and every single Phoenix race I've been to so far since the fall of 2018, Harvick has not won. It's been nothing but someone else. And you did tell me, Daniel, that I'm kind of a curse to Harvick every time I'm at Phoenix, and he hasn't won a single race there.
That is true. Yeah. But to answer Anthony's question, I honestly, I don't see it. I mean, Martinsville has not, yes, he won there in 2011, 10 years ago, but honestly, Martinsville has not really been his best track. He doesn't really have that great of an average finish. And you know what happened there last year? He had to spin out KFB to make it to get the last spot in the final four, and you know how that turned out.
He was the one who hit the wall, and Kyle was the one who was easily able to recover from that.
Yeah, he did a whole 360. Oh man. Yeah. And then Phoenix, ever since they not repaved the track, but I think kind of like reconfigured the track, like reconfigured the start and finish line. He has not won at Phoenix since they remodeled that track. So honestly, I don't see Harvick winning. I feel like Kansas, I think that was kind of his last best chance to get a win this season. So I don't think he's gonna win. Yeah,
same here. I don't think he's gonna get a win. So he's gonna go winless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that first winless season, I believe, since 2009. If I'm not
2009.
Mistaken.
Yeah, that was 2009. That was one of Harvick's worst seasons, though.
A couple of years ago, Hamlin was about to go winless too. I feel like, but
2018 he actually won winless.
He did.
Yeah, 2018.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
What was even crazy is that at that time, everyone thought that everyone thought that he was on the hot seat because of when Christopher Bell was coming up. Everyone thought that Christopher Bell was going to go to the 11.
Dang. No.
Nah, Hamlin ain't
That's
going.
some crazy talk. That's some crazy talk, bro.
Hamlin ain't going anywhere, man. I
Especially
feel like
with
him.
Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, I mean, he's in it for the long term. FedEx seems to be FedEx right now, they're very committed with Hamlin. They're also staying at Joe Gibbs Racing in the long term, and they don't want anybody else but Hamlin. I mean, I think I don't know if I could say this, but this might be a little unpopular opinion. If Hamlin still doesn't have a championship, I can kind of see him doing a Mark Martin and probably staying until his 50s. And looks like Anthony just did a 360 on his camera. I
just did a freaking 360, man. Hold
I
on.
didn't see it. But
I just did a 360.
I didn't get it.
did you see a complete flip?
Yeah.
I just did a complete flip. But yo, I have to say, as long as FedEx stays, he ain't going nowhere.
No. I mean, he's got the Jordan brand. He's got Domino's.
Yeah,
I don't know why Domino's isn't even.
Hold up. That's another 360 right there. So
another 360 by Anthony.
Yeah, Anthony doing 360s.
Doing 360s on his camera now.
Kevin Harvick making me doing these 360s.
Got that Kevin Harvick curse?
Got that Kevin Harvick curse.
Yeah. Nah, I don't see how Domino's Pizza's even though they kind of have some type of sponsorship with Hamlin, but they're not even a primary sponsor of Hamlin. I mean, he showed up in a Domino's commercial with the little girl.
Well, we haven't seen Domino's.
I'd say possibly next year or in the future years, Domino's is going to be on Hamlin's car as a primary sponsor.
Yeah. Hopefully.
All right, so here are the playoff standings. Heading into not Phoenix, Martinsville. All right, so Kyle Larson's in with his win at both Texas and Kansas. He is locked into Phoenix. Second, it is Chase Elliott. He is 34 points above the cutoff line. Denny Hamlin in third, 32 points above the cutoff line. Kyle Busch, 1 point above the cutoff line. Fifth, Ryan Blaney, 1 point behind the cutoff line. Sixth, Martin Truex Jr., 3 points below the cutoff. Brad Keselowski, 6 points above the cutoff line. And then Joey Logano, eighth, who is 26 points above the cutoff line. So with that, Joey Logano is heading into Martinsville in a must win, but no one is guaranteed yet. I mean, Chase Elliott, 34 points. He can still fall out if he has a bad race, to not collect any stage points. He still has a chance to not make it in. So, boys, which drivers do you see being concerned for, and which drivers do you see as a possible optimism for Martinsville?
And start.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, Truex is in like sixth. I mean, we're going into a track that he has won at twice at, but yeah, fall race he didn't win at. Well, even though this year's spring race he did win, but this could be the race that maybe Truex could have a good race. Because Martinsville and Richmond are short tracks that he's already won, even though he's never won at Bristol yet. But about Ryan Blaney, he was going into Texas. He was one of his best tracks. He was literally 30-something points above the cut line. Then straight to Kansas, a bit of a decent one before that wreck he had, and now 1 point below the cut line. But if it had to be between Kyle Busch and Ryan Blaney, I honestly want to see Blaney in the Final Four, because this will be the farthest he's ever been to the playoffs. Yes, Kyle Busch, I know he has been in the Final Four, but I kind of would like to see somebody new in the Final Four. And about Keselowski, if he brings the 2019 and 2017 version of himself to Martinsville, I say that will be his best chance to get into the Final Four. And like I said with Keselowski, to Logano, just bring the 2018 version of him, and then he can get out of those 26 points and get above that cut line to the Final Four.
Hey, don't be surprised if you see. Don't be surprised if you see Joey Logano do the possibly pull off from Martinsville 2018 and put the bumper to somebody.
So he might do it clean, or maybe he might just bump someone out of the way.
Who knows? All right, so the drivers that I see not have who I can see possibly worrying about Martinsville, I could probably see Kyle Busch possibly being a concern for Martinsville. He is. I mean, if you look at who's below Kyle Busch, you look at Ryan Blaney. He's finished second in 2 out of the past 3 Martinsville races. He led majority of stage 1 and stage 2 in the spring. Martin Truex Jr., he's won 3 out of the past 4 Martinsville races. And then Brad Keselowski has won there twice. I mean, anything can happen. So right now, Kyle Busch must be in a very stressful place right now. I mean, he is only 1 point behind. So if he does have a bad race, or if he has more, if some of the issues, and then he's had tire issues, he's had, penalties on pit road, stuff that were of his doing or his pit crew doing, they got to clean some of that up. I mean, this is going to be the most crucial part of the season in order to see who's going to race for a championship. This is going to be where it's going to matter. And right now, Kyle Busch needs to bring his A game for this weekend. And then I think for Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin, both have won Martinsville before. Hamlin had a really fast car in the spring, finished second to Truex. No. I think third, actually. No, I was wrong.
Yeah,
and then
he was third, and Chase finished second in that race.
Yeah. And then Chase Elliott, Mickey Elliott, actually. Sorry. Mickey Elliott, by the way.
Why do you call him Mickey Elliott?
Mickey's?
Yeah. Oh man.
Okay, I'm still a little
Okay,
confused by you.
Hey, it was not. Hey, as long as Cherie ain't watching, we're good.
All right.
He did post a TikTok about Kyle Larson being the favorite.
Who, Cherie?
Yes, she posted a TikTok about her not wanting to listen to people saying that Kyle Larson is the favorite.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If you want, I can show you. I can show it to you after the podcast.
I bet.
Yeah.
No, but anyways, I was saying about Chase Elliott. He did win here last year. He did had some adversity that race last year. With that going with his pit crew going over the wall too soon. At him not being penalized, which could have affected the outcome of Martinsville. Him not being able to make the Final Four, and then in the spring, he was on his way to catch Truex last few laps, but it wasn't enough as Truex was able to get the win at Martinsville. I think those two should be good. I mean, if they get some stage points, they should be good. But possibly Elliott, if he wins stage 1, he possibly might lock himself in. If he wins stage 1 or both stages, he could lock himself in on points. But anything can still happen, though.
This is a tough one. Yeah, all these drivers, I believe they all have wins except for Larson and Blaney. I think you can make a case for every single one. And these last 8 drivers right here, oh man, it is gonna be a battle at Martinsville. Yeah, so for Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin, I feel like they're okay as long as they don't make any mistakes. I think they should be good. The battle, I feel like it's gonna be for that last spot right there with Kyle Busch. Yeah, he's got to be really worried because if these guys underneath him, outside of the cutoff line, if they go out there and they have their best day of the whole season, and Kyle Busch is just mediocre or just running a decent race, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So. And then, like how I said about Joey Logano, he's only got one thing in his mind, and that's just go out there and win. That's it. Just go out there and win, and that makes the driver dangerous. If he just goes out there and all he thinks about is like, okay, I'm not gonna make it in points. I might, but either way, the best shot is to just go out there and win. That's dangerous for everybody else up there, especially Kyle Busch. So, yeah, I it's gonna be a tough battle. That's all I gotta say.
I definitely do agree. So yeah, I mean that's there's a lot to expect. I mean we're gonna I know we're gonna no, not you, Mickey. Sorry,
Oh,
sorry, Mickey. Yeah. I know I'm about to get a lot of hate from these Chase Elliott fans, but I don't care. I don't care.
I don't know why you think that that's fine.
I'll call Mickey all I want though,
Yeah, I still don't know why you do it.
because I want to.
Of course.
I live in America now. Yeah. So Chase, yeah, I accidentally clicked on Chase Elliott though. So, but I mean, there's gonna be a lot of
Don't you mean
desperation.
Mickey? If that since you always want to call that.
All right, so yeah, so I mean, expect a lot of desperate moves at Martinsville, especially from the Penske boys, from Brad Keselowski and Joey Logano. They have been known for making desperate moves in the past.
They are going to be aggressive as hell. I can tell you that. Penske cars are always aggressive when it comes to getting that win, especially to the to make it to the championship for that final race. Dude, it's gonna be hectic.
Oh hell yeah! All right, I gotta say, NASCAR Twitter blew up yesterday, especially I mean with the release of NASCAR 21 Ignition. As you guys, so last night though, me, Anthony, and Mauricio, we were literally up all night. We were literally up till 12 a.m. literally waiting for the release of NASCAR 21 Ignition. You know, there was a lot of hype, a lot of anticipation. You know, we did see some gameplays before the release date, which was yesterday and on Monday, October 25th. There was a lot of bugs in this game. We saw, especially in some of Michael Mrook's stream, where at Bristol, he was driving Daniel Suarez, the 99 Camping World car, and there was a huge pileup and got in the middle of it. So the Xbox service pretty much stopped working because of the game, or there was a lot of glitches. The game would freeze up at times. The steering assist was not working well. So I thought they would get it fixed. You know, there's been some features on NASCAR 21 Ignition, especially when it comes to practice, where you can actually go into the infield and into the garages. That's been a feature that one of the positives that I like from this game. But you know, we stayed up all night. I stayed up till 12. You know, I was all hyped up. You know, I thought they would have at least fix up the patches from that game, at least do some updates. But
one more thing.
I think Mauricio's not in it, but he does have some input to say. But Anthony, so since Anthony did receive NASCAR 21 Ignition, I gotta say though, it is right at the level where NASCAR Heat Evolution's at. I mean, I have never seen a game that bad since NASCAR Heat Evolution or NASCAR the Game 2011. I mean, a lot of bugs were added in this game. Literally, you know, steering assist. There's moments where there's moments where the car where I was doing some test laps at the Daytona road course. Literally when I went to turn 1, I literally could not even I literally went into the tire barrier. I couldn't even steer right or left. And then once I spun out, the car was stuck on neutral. I couldn't even go forward or backwards. Literally, the car was just stuck, and I couldn't even steer. And I've seen several videos where it's actually funny to watch, but at the same time, it's just honestly, there's been several moments where the whole launch day was a whole disaster. I mean, there were some glitches where literally it's a whole embarrassment to the whole NASCAR gaming. And Anthony, since you were also one of the people that tried out NASCAR Ignition, what were some of your early thoughts though?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I started, you know, playing it, there's, you know, like I I tested out the crash physics, the damage model. So I was at Daytona and I crashed and I could not move the car. I could not drive the car anymore. Like it was literally dead and I could not restart it. I literally had to wait till the race had to finish. And then it took me to the screen, to the freaking main menu to freaking
Here's
start.
some of the glitches that this game has shown, but also I ran at Homestead. Literally the first moment I went into turn 1, I literally went into the wall. And then literally while I was test driving the Hendrick car, literally the moment the hood flew off the car.
Also, they have to do something with that steering assist because I hate that thing, bro.
Yes, I couldn't even make a perfect lap at a Daytona road course, or even at Daytona though, I couldn't even make a full turn, or I couldn't even perfectly go
so
on corner
bad,
exit.
bro. It was so bad with that steering assist. I could not do anything, bro.
Literally, this was. I mean, if you look at some of the physics and even some of the graphics, look how some of this. You look the whole. There's no steering assist. You see how this is a gameplay of using Kyle Larson's HendrickCars.com. There's no steering assistance, no track map added, and honestly, I've been saying this a lot. I mean, I waited until I didn't pre-order the game. I didn't order the game until like a few minutes when it was going to be released. Literally, I mean, we've seen this time and time again. We've seen, especially since when it was the development of NASCAR the Game 2011. Technics, 704 games, motorsports games. We've been hearing. We're gonna see improvements. It's gonna get better each year, but it's gotten to a point where we hear all the time, where we hear that the games are gonna get better, that it has potential. It's gotten to a point where I don't even have any optimism for NASCAR games. Each year, we spent $50-$60. And honestly, it's gotten to a point where, honestly, for me and for the future of NASCAR games, though, it's gotten to a point where all this hype was built for nothing. What really attracted me was the graphics, or the real life graphics that it was going to give to this game. But if you look at the graphics, some of these cars aren't even detailed, or especially the damage mode. It doesn't have that type of realistic damage. Honestly, this is kind of a huge slap in the face for motorsports games. I mean, or especially for the creators. Like, I don't want to get to the point where I just want to bash them, but something does need to be said. I mean, especially for us, we need to stop having low expectations for these games. I mean, it's gotten to a point where I cannot be defending NASCAR gaming. Each year it's gotten to a point where there's so many flaws that there's too many to keep track down. I mean, and especially for online racing, that's where the glitches be happening the most. Honestly, if you have not bought NASCAR 21 Ignition, I don't recommend it to buy it at the moment. I mean, there's way too many glitches going on in this game. In this game that need to be fixed, and honestly, it's not fair to those that save up all the $60 of hard earned money of your own or your parents' credit card or whichever money you get it from. It's honestly not fair for those. And honestly, it's at the point where honestly I'll believe the potential. I'll believe that there's potential when I see it. And that's kind of like my whole rant about it.
Yeah. Also, I think they said they were gonna come out with a day one patch, but I never received anything, so I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think there was a clip I think where they showed I think they showed the whole Bubba Wallace incident. I don't know if I can find it, but yeah. So I saw the whole I think it was Bubba Wallace racing at Road America, and apparently all of a sudden it flipped all of a sudden, and it created a whole. It was a whole massive glitch. I don't know. I don't know if it's this one. Let me see if I can find it.
I mean,
Okay, right
they-
here. You see how the game freezes all of a sudden? And literally the whole screen freezes. And
then
it's
it
literally
continues.
this game, they have to keep working on it because there's a bunch of bugs and
I might get this game when all those glitches are taken care of.
bunch of glitches everywhere. Yeah, it's just bad right now.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's really bad. I thought it was gonna be much better than what everybody was out there putting on online and stuff. But yeah, it's the same thing.
Mhm.
So I was like, dang, it's the same thing. I'm like, I thought some of these things were gonna get patched up, but I guess not.
May I add
Yeah.
another thing?
Yeah, go ahead.
I noticed in one of Michael Moore's videos or one of his live streams he was doing, it was a career mode video. When you like get a penalty or for something and you get black flag, you have to try and sort that when you have to do a pass through. Every time you try to do that pass through, it counts as a pit stop, and that penalty doesn't go away. And you try it a second time, it still does a pit stop.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen that. I mean, I've seen that, and that's something they do need to fix up. Because in previous games, I mean, you would have to make a pass through. Like on NASCAR Heat, you had to make a pass through. On the Technics games, you had to make a pass through. But I mean, this game it's completely a whole lot different. But the main positives that I take away from this game, I mean, because in every aspect, there always has to be a positive. There's two positives that I take away from this game. You're able to drive into the infield. You're able to go to drive to the garages. So that's one thing. And then the second thing is it gives every driver's stat, literally. It has every driver's statistics from all the years they've been in the NASCAR Cup Series. So I'll give them that, but they gotta fix up some of these patches. And honestly, a lot of people on Twitter, they gave their displeasure to the games. It was not a good look. It was not a good look for the creators of these games. I mean, this was a 2-year development deal. They've been developing this game for 2 years, and this is all they could come up with, or this is what they got.
Even another thing is the Xfinity series and the Truck series are not even on the games anymore.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's one of the things I kind of do want. I mean, I kind of want a career mode where you can work your way up, where you can start from racing on local tracks to trucks to Xfinity and Cup. But one thing I haven't seen is where you can create your own driver. We've seen that in career mode, and that's one of the things about NASCAR. I mean, especially NASCAR Thunder 2004, which was like the peak of NASCAR gaming. With NASCAR Thunder 2004, you created your own driver, you had your own contracts, your own agent, your own engines. Even silly season was there was silly season in 2004. I mean, you would think of there would be actual silly season, where you would see, for example, Dale Jarrett to retire, and then let's see who I can think of. Denny Hamlin to take over the 88 car. Something like that would happen. It had those like kind of a different universe. Like it was kind of like a real life, but in a more different universe in NASCAR Thunder 2004, which is why NASCAR Thunder 2004 is one of the best console gamings in NASCAR. But I mean, we've seen this huge downfall in NASCAR gaming. Each year, there's been the hype. We've seen it with Technics. For 4 years. For 4 years, they talk about, give it time, it has potential, but there's not been any action been done. There's been a lot of talking, but there's been no walking, no action being done. And it's gotten to a point where I don't trust any words that the creators, especially the ones that developed this game, say. I need to see it first before I hear anything about the hype about it. I need to see it first. I need to see a first glance. And that's why I've been saying before the release of the game, I wasn't going to pre-order it. I was going to wait till the release date. I was going to hear from creators such as Real Radman, IDK Player, Michael Brooks, who are especially WinVal 8820. You know, they do a lot of content, you know, with NASCAR gaming. You know, they're the ones that kind of know the most of what they want from a NASCAR game and what is considered a good quality NASCAR game. But right there, NASCAR 21 Ignition definitely did fail a lot of expectations. And honestly, this is not a good look for the creators for NASCAR gaming. And we've seen a huge downfall in NASCAR gaming that it's been going on already for a decade, pretty much since Technics took over. And I mean, it kind of reminds me of the hype to the NASCAR the game 2011. You know, there was this huge hype around, especially the trailer, and same thing. There's a lot of bugs and a lot of glitches going on in that game. I mean, I think it's time for us as people. I think we have to kind of speak up of some of the things that we want in a good quality NASCAR game.
Yeah, and I mean, also like how you said, they literally had what, 2 years they were working on this game. It's just crazy how they had all this time and they came out with this, you know. I mean, don't get me wrong, bro. Like, the graphics are really good. That's one big positive about this game. The graphics are good and all, but yeah, I mean, when it comes to like all the physics and all these glitches and you know, everything else, it's crazy because they had 2 years to work with this game, and I don't know. It's like what were they doing? You know, those 2 years. Like, I don't know what they were doing. Like, were they actually working on this game, or were they just focusing on one thing and not the other thing, or like, you know, what was going on over there? But yeah, it is disappointing because like how you said, they were hyping up this game so much, you know, with the Death Diaries and all this, and everybody was thinking, oh man, it's gonna be the best game since, you know, whatever. And it comes out and it's just horrible. You know, it's not good. And yeah, like I said, it's not a good look, you know, for the NASCAR, and, you know, for future, you know, gaming. So yeah, they gotta work on, you know, on how to fix all these issues. So I mean, it just proves a point, you know. It just proves a point to never buy the game, you know. Never buy it before it's released, because you know, you're gonna get a trash game. So
yeah, I mean, hey, it must suck for those that had to spend $60 or
that is crazy,
or
bro.
even
Almost been a waste
$84
of
to get the
money.
deals to get I think the Champions Pack.
Yeah, like $89, bro, or something like that. I'm
Yeah.
like, that's some crazy stuff.
I'm gonna be honest
Crazy
though,
amount.
it just baffles my mind how there's some people that were defending this game and they were saying, give it time, it has potential, give it time. But it's been several times where we've seen this with NASCAR Heat Evolution developed, with NASCAR Heat 2, NASCAR Heat 3, where there hasn't been improvements made. I mean, you look at NASCAR Heat 4 and NASCAR Heat 5. Literally, NASCAR Heat 5 is literally a copy of NASCAR Heat 4. Even you look at NASCAR 14 and NASCAR 15. Literally, NASCAR 15 was literally a copy of NASCAR 14, just different paint schemes, and that's it. So there hasn't been any, you know, we've been hearing they're going to improve. They're going to improve, but each year it's always the same thing. You know, we're all hyped up about it, and then you get the product, we all come out disappointed. And honestly, this Anthony Addison, to kind of ask you both, has this kind of changed your approach on future from future releases of NASCAR gamings?
For me, yeah, I mean, you got to think of it like this, like motorsports games. Everybody was so hyped for this game, and they were hyping it up at the same time. So, it deceived everybody when they pre-ordered, they got the when they released it and all that stuff. So yeah, I mean, it just proves that for future gaming, you just can't, I mean, the graphics might look good, but the freaking game can be just pure trash, like there could be a lot of issues, going on with the game, all these glitches, all these bugs and stuff. It's just so crazy how they can put a game out there that they've been working for 2 whole years, and this is what we get, and I like how we said, I feel bad for those for the people who wasted $80, whatever it was, for a freaking game. I mean, hopefully they fix all this stuff, but as of right now, I mean, it looks like it'll still be around for a while, so I don't know how long that's going to take. But yeah, for future, just try to be cautious, and try to wait until you see the full product and full gameplay, because if you pre-order, you're never gonna find out what you're gonna get. So yeah, it's hopefully everything gets fixed, and we'll just see what happens, because I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what's gonna happen after this year. So yeah.
Yeah, so for those watching, I mean, that have not gotten NASCAR 21 Ignition, I don't recommend you to buy it for the foreseeable time right now. I mean, like I said, I mean, there's the people who have worked on NASCAR 21 Ignition, especially on Twitter. They've said that they're still continuing to work on the patches. They're still trying to patch some of the bugs that they have there, and they're trying to work as hard as they can for the steering assist, the steer assistant.
Yeah, I hate that freaking steering assist, bro. It's so annoying, dude. It's crazy. I don't know.
I have to deal with that stuff in my F1 games too.
Oh, for real?
Yes.
Oh, even F1 gaming. Oh my.
Man,
I do have to sometimes lower the steering so I can have easy steering, and when it's up high, it's like when I turn the car into the corners, it's like so freaking slow. The car just wants to drive wide when it's high, and when it's low, I can easily steer it.
Yeah. Addison, good. Since you brought up F1, I mean, what are some of the what are some of the positives that are currently going on in F1 gaming that you feel that they can kind of bring into NASCAR gaming?
Well, some a bit slight, but stuff from F1 2017, they improved the graphics from 2016, and even though 2015 had different graphics, 2016 they changed the graphics, changed the cars. 2017 they changed the graphics as well, also changed the cars, even though the cars changed after a year. 2018 they also changed the graphics and kept the cars as it was in 2018. 2019 the graphics changed, the cars also stayed the same. And 2020 it might have been hold on. I think it might have been a slight graphic change. 2021 has been a bit of a graphic change in some cases maybe, but each year they always change the backgrounds of how the whole game looks. And compared to NASCAR games, start from NASCAR Heat Evolution to NASCAR Heat 2, they only changed they did change the sound of the cars, only that in Heat Evolution they didn't have a different series. and come into Heat 2, they did have multiple series. And starting from F1 2019, or no, 2018, they didn't have F2, F3, and whatever comes before that. And coming to 2019, they have F1, F2, and they don't have F3, even though they never had F3 on the F1 games. They've only had F2 as the whole like start from F2 and make your way up to Formula One. And that has been the same case in from Heat 2 to Heat 5. And NASCAR Ignition, you got just the Cup Series. You just start a career from the Cup Series, and then you just do forever seasons on that. Because from NASCAR 15, no series, you can just race your own car in the career mode. And then when it gets to the Heat games, it completely makes the thing look realistic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, looks like me and Anthony, I think we should start getting into F1 gaming, though.
Yo, for real. We
That'd
gotta
be
get into
F1
the
games
F1.
from 2018 and 19 to 2021.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yo, another thing too about the NASCAR 21, bro. It's they don't have what do you call it? Stage racing.
Oh, they don't.
No, they don't. And then,
bro, there's not even cautions, bro, in that game. Like,
yeah, I was about to say that, bro. You can have it in the most realistic.
How did I
game.
not notice that?
They don't got any cautions, no stages.
You can literally put it in the most realistic setting, bro, and you go out there and you wreck the whole field and no caution.
Dude,
one wreck, one spin, one flip, one everything. No caution.
I got wrecked by Stent. Okay, I was racing in the Daytona 500 on career mode on NASCAR 21 Ignition. Literally, I get wrecked by none other than Ricky Spinhouse.
Ricky Spinhouse.
Shout out to
Ricky Spinhouse.
For real. Yeah, and literally I was hoping for a caution to come out because I knew I would have gone back to last place, to 40th place, or even a lap down. And there's no caution. And I'm like, nah, this game's gotta be a joke.
Yeah.
I'm gonna wait until this game has everything pulled together before I get this, because I don't want to be playing a glitchy game, because when there's a new game coming out, you don't pre-order it because you don't know what's gonna happen. You just gotta wait to see what everyone thinks of the game, and if it's positive, you can get it. If it's negative and some positive, that's your choice.
Yeah. If you're one of those people that pre-ordered it, take this as a learning lesson. Don't pre-order until you see gameplays from like content creators such as like Real Radman, IDK Player, Michael Marooks. If they leave a good review for this game, then yeah, you should consider getting it. But
reviews.
Use this as a learning lesson.
Pretty much, I'm the dumb one and Addison's the smart one.
Yeah. So end of story though. Pretty much, me and Mauricio, we were playing NASCAR 21 Ignition. We were literally up till 2 a.m. roasting the hell out of NASCAR 21 Ignition.
I bet you got a ton of sleep.
You should have seen. Hey, you should have seen Mauricio's reaction. Okay, so he was driving the Kyle Busch Interstate batteries. He was racing at Kansas, and oh my god, he was on the backstretch, and all of a sudden, his car flipped right. Literally, his car went airborne, all like out of nowhere, and literally got stuck in the fence. And then there was this huge glitch on the screen where literally it was all blue. And then the car was just like tilted to the right. And the car just kept doing like a 360. Like kind of going like this direction. Literally in a blue screen. I'm like, the hell? And me and Mauricio, we were literally just roasting the hell out of that game. And then he tried racing at Daytona. He tried bum drafting. And he ended up getting straight into the wall. And then I tried. So I played the Kyle Larson HendrickCars.com car. I tried drafting into Willie B. And he turns me. he turns me into the wall.
Oh dang!
I'm like, thank you. I'm like, come on, Willie B, you're supposed to be my drafting partner.
It's supposed to be my teammate.
That's a teammate.
Bro, that's foreshadowing for the future, bro.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, even if literally I tried going into so the only good thing, I mean, you can go into the infield, but I think that was it. Yeah, we were literally up till 2 a.m. And here's the thing though, me and Mauricio, we try to connect online because we both have Xbox, and Anthony is the only one that doesn't have an Xbox. He has a PlayStation.
PlayStation, let's go.
Oh hell no.
PlayStation game. PlayStation.
No.
Finally, someone has a PlayStation like me. It's a PS4.
PS4.
And did your girl get you the PS4?
Nah,
the PS5.
The PS5, bro. The PS5.
Every single person that I've been on with in the Turn 4 podcast has had an Xbox, except for you.
Yeah.
PlayStation game right here. Let's go.
Oh, hell no. Nah, but you couldn't even. There was another, and one final issue before we move on, though. So yeah, me and Mauricio, we both try to play online. We both try to race online to try it out, to both race on the super speedways and see if the bump drafting works now that they got the giant ass spoilers.
Giant ass spoilers
in the super speedway. Yeah, they had the giant ass spoilers though. But Albert, I still have the Xbox One, but Mauricio has the Xbox Series X. So the Xbox One players in the Xbox One X series could not connect to the gaming. You know, it did not work. There was no connection for Xbox One players and Xbox Series X players to play online multiplayer on NASCAR 21. So that was definitely another thing they had to fix up. I don't know if that's the same thing for PS4 or PS5 players. I don't know if that's more of an Xbox issue or a NASCAR gaming issue, but that's something that was another issue that we had.
I don't know anyone. I don't know anyone with a PS5 yet, so I don't know.
NASCAR Game Bus, NASCAR 21. That'd be a perfect video for Black Lives Matter to do. NASCAR Game Bus.
Yep.
But yeah. All right, so we're gonna get to the pit stop round of the Turn 4 podcast. But before we get to the pit stop round, we like to give a huge shout out to Lionel Racing, the official diecast of NASCAR. Collect their favorite diecast of 164, 124 scale of your favorite NASCAR driver. Pre-order the race versions of Kyle Larson's Roval win, Texas win, and Kansas win on Lionel Racing. And also go check out the new wave of the NASCAR Authentics at your local Target and your local Walmart. They have the release of the Kyle Larson HenderCars.com. They have the Christopher Bell Craftsman. They have the Eric Jones Armor All and other diecast releases. So here's what we got for today. So I got Mickey Elliott or Chase Elliott. My bad. I accidentally called him Mickey, but I have his Little Caesars Mountain Dew car that he drove at Talladega. And Addison, what diecast do you have for this week's?
Two drivers that were rivals, two 2019s and two race versions. Kyle Busch's, I think it's one and only win he got in the Hazelnut Spread car at Pocono. And fun fact, this was the car I got at Phoenix during the championship race.
All right.
What are you doing?
I'm trying to. So I want to show everybody that this is the car. This is the diecast I want right here. The Exalta Raptor Chevy Camaro Willie B. Byron, but of course I don't have it yet.
Yeah,
but
it's still available for pre-order. And going back to me, last one I have is Keselowski's Martinsville car. Fun fact: this was the car I actually won in a giveaway during the Daytona Roval weekend on 2020.
Hey Addison, what is it with you and winning in giveaways?
Huh?
What is it with you winning giveaways? I've signed up literally for every giveaway. I've never won anything.
I've only won one giveaway so far. I've done two giveaways and already been sold. And I tried to enter for the sheet metal ones, and I told the person that sells them or team that I never won a sheet medal. Yeah, I never win them.
Oh yeah, and also by the way, Mauricio still has the same diecast, so someone get Mauricio some diecast, or
Somebody give this poor guy some diecasts. He only has that one Kyle Busch car that Kyle Busch ran at Atlanta in 2019, the Snickers creamy one.
almond.
Give this guy some diecasts. He needs to be rich on them.
Yeah. Hey, unless they have a diecast store in Mexico, though. Imagine that.
Yeah.
All right, so
All right.
So we got a few stuff to cover up for the pit stop round. So Dean Thompson to run the Phoenix truck race with Nice Motorsports. Sherefit Companies and Super Dope Chiropractic to support Chris Hacker in Martinsville Speedway to debut with Nice Motorsports. Brandon Jones will be returning to Joe Gibbs Racing's Xfinity Series team in 2022. So this is a do or die. This is a do or die season for Brandon Jones next season. If he really wants to prove his worth there, this next season he has to prove himself next season, in my opinion. Let's see. Carson Ware suspended by NASCAR indefinitely at SS Greenlight Racing after being arrested for physical abuse towards his current girlfriend. So ouch.
Yeah. No comment on that.
Yeah.
Because doesn't deserve nothing.
Mm-hmm. All right. So Naley Automotive Group and All School Uniforms will continue to sponsoring Xfinity races at Atlanta in 2022. Colin Garrett to promote veteran and active military health and resources at Martinsville. Spartan Ways will be sponsoring Jeremy Clements at Martinsville. Preston Partis will be making his debut in the Xfinity Series at Martinsville. Michael Annette and Pilot Flying J will be running a special veteran salute paint scheme at Martinsville and at Phoenix. Ty Gibbs will be sponsored by Smile Coin at Martinsville.
That's a new one.
Yeah. Akinen Ogata will be making his first start for Beecham McCall Motorsports at Martinsville.
Wait, who?
Some driver named Akinen Ogata. I don't even know who that is.
Akinori Ogata.
Akinori Ogata. Yeah. Polar Rick Allen. Let's see. Kyle Larson and Mark Martin exchange praises though. So Mark Martin praised Kyle Larson on Twitter. There's a video on Twitter where a fan asked Kyle Larson who is someone that is retired that he would have liked to race against, and he mentioned Mark Martin. Due to the fact that he's a very respectful driver, he was a class act, and hey, they both drove the 5 car. Both were championship contenders in their first season in the 5 car. So I mean, it's great to see those two. You know, they were able to do a lot with that number at Hendrick Motorsports. Dale Earnhardt Jr., Tony Stewart, and Clint Boyer to test today. They tested the next gen car at Bowman Gray Stadium. So it's great to see that they were able to get some input from 3 veterans. NASCAR is planning a potential schedule change in advance. So there's an interview with Ben Kennedy, and they've kind of tried to visualize what NASCAR schedule could look like in 10 years from now, from 2031 from there on. And there's a possibility that NASCAR is considering adding more street courses to the schedule, more short tracks, and possibly there could be some tracks that have low attendance that could be taken off the schedule. So that could be a possibility for Texas Motor Speedway to get taken off the schedule. That's something I would love to see. I don't like Texas.
Turn 1 and 2 is always a wreck fest.
Yeah. Hey, we just need Alex Bowman to win Texas.
The track killer.
The track killer. Yeah.
The person who always likes to curse tracks.
Yeah. I mean, look at him. I mean, Pocono already lost the race date, so it worked. Phil Surgeon to continue as Ross Chastain's crew chief at Trackhouse. So Phil Surgeon will be Ross Chastain's crew chief at Trackhouse. He'll move over from Ganassi to Trackhouse. Kyle Busch partners with Foundation Consumer Healthcare to increase the awareness of breathe right nasal strips. Kansas TV ratings. NBCSN earned a 1.26 rating for Saturday's Hollywood Casino 400 at the Kansas Speedway with a total of 2.105 million viewers. So this is a decrease from last year's race, which was 2.511 million to last year's race, since last year's race was aired on the big NBC. Mystery designer to debut paint scheme for Spire Motorsports at Martinsville. And last but not least, Thomas English Muffins partners with JTG Darty Racing, number 37 NASCAR Cup Series team at Martinsville Raceway. And that is the pit stop round of the Turn 4. Guess now, it's been a while since Addison has done this, but he's back to do it again. Give us our entry list for this weekend's at Martinsville.
We went to the plane is gone.
There a plane or
A
is there a
plane.
train in the background?
No.
Hey, you know,
The
be
trains
cool.
aren't.
You know, it'd be cool if you do a podcast with trains in the background,
Oh my.
or like literally.
I actually have done a
hold train.
podcast. The one after New Hampshire, where I had a train in the background. The one that we had an absolute laugh fest on.
Oh my god!
That one
Yeah,
was hilarious.
if y'all saw that podcast, literally, I had a power outage in my house, and literally in the middle of the podcast, literally my power went out and my screen froze. I don't know if y'all.
And then we literally had a laugh fest.
Yeah, there's literally a whole lot fast in the end, but you know, it'd be cool, Addison, if you do a podcast, literally a live podcast, where you're literally there's like train tracks behind you.
I'll probably maybe do one right either the train line that's right behind me, or I'll do one if I'm traveling.
Yeah. All
It
right.
happens to have trains near it.
Yeah. All right. So let's go over the entry list.
All right. Quentin Halp has a new sponsor. I believe it's a new sponsor for this week. He's got Sim Seats. Kurt Busch has Monster Energy. Brett Keselowski has Wizard. Austin Dillon's yet to be announced. Kevin Harvick is back with Unibet. Kyle Larson back with his winning sponsor HendrickCars.com. Ryan Newman's yet to be announced. Corey LaJoy has Eric.io. I don't know how to say that completely. Tyler Reddick's yet to be announced. Chase Elliott has Neva Auto Parts. Eric Almirola has Smithfield/ICOP. Denny Hamlin has FedEx Ground. Ryan Blaney has Menards Richmond. Chase Briscoe and Garrett Smithley have yet to be announced. Chris Buescher has Fifth Third Bank. Kyle Busch, in his usual Halloween tradition, has Eminem's Halloween. And Martin Truex Jr. has Auto Owners Insurance. Christopher Bell has Stanley. Matt DiBenedetto has Autocraft/Quick Lane. Joe Logano has usual Shell Pennzoil. Bubba Wallace has DoorDash. William Byron has Liberty University. Michael McDowell has Love's Travel Stops. Ryan Priest has Thomas/Kroger. Anthony Alfredo has Dude Wipes. Cole Custer has Dixie Vodka Peach Cocktail. Ross Chastain has Clover. Eric Jones has Goodies Cool Orange. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. has Kroger. Alex Bowman has Ally. Cody Ware has Nurtec ODT. Josh Bewicki to Joey Gase have no sponsors yet, but have yet to be announced. Timmy Hale has Crash Claims RUS. Justin Haley, I think that's Spire Plus. I don't know if he has a sponsor, but usually when it says the team, it means he might not have a sponsor. That's just my guess. BJ McLeod has Key Parts, and last but not least, Mr. Daniel Suarez has Good Sam.
All right.
Nice.
All right. So that is the entry list for Martinsville Speedway as for the running of the Xfinity 500 at Martinsville. All right. So now we're going to go to what happened, Addison?
Can I spin the wheel and see who can do the picks in order?
I already did. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Going first will be Daniel.
Mm-hmm.
And going second will be Anthony. And going last will be me.
All right. And the chat who's watching, if you guys want to participate in race picks, feel free to do so as well. And we'll give you a shout out. All right. So wait, I'm first, right?
Yeah, it's Daniel, it's you, Anthony, and then me.
And then you. All right. So for trucks, main pick, I'm going with Sheldon Creed. So Bowl pick, I'm going with John Hunter Nemechek. And then non-playoff pick, I'm going with Ryan Truex.
Ryan Truex.
Yeah.
That's a bit bold.
All right, Anthony.
Yeah, so for me, for my main pick, I'm gonna go with John Hunter. And then my bold pick is gonna be Sheldon Creed. And my non-playoff is gonna be Haley Deegan.
All right, Addison.
Interesting. All right, main pick, I'm gonna go John Hunter Nemechek. But my bold pick, he has been having that good speed to run up front, but hasn't been able to pull off a win there.
Mhm.
He did finish second there last year at Martinsville, and I'm going to go with Mr. Ben Rhodes. Because he has shown that speed in Martinsville, but hasn't been able to pull off that win. And my non-playoff pick, I'm going with last year's winner at Martinsville and the trucks. I'm going with Mr. Grant Enfinger.
All right.
Take
Grant
Fogelman.
Enfinger. All right, so now we're gonna go on to our Xfinity Series picks. All right, so Xfinity Series picks. My main pick, I'm going with Noah Gragson. He did win the truck race there in 2017. So I think Gregson will get himself to the championship 4 at Phoenix. Bold pick, I'm going with Austin Cindric, and non-playoff pick, I'm going with Ty Gibbs. All right, Anthony.
For my main pick, I'm going with Harrison Burton.
Okay.
Bold pick, I am going with Daniel Hemrick.
Okay.
And then my non-playoff pick, Ty Gibbs.
All right, Addison.
All right. My main pick, going with Gregson. Because he obviously did win the trucks in Martinsville.
Mhm.
And bold pick, Harrison Burton, won there last year. And my non-playoff pick, yes, he's not in that much of a winning team, and he did win last time at Martinsville. I'm going to go with the car 31, Josh Berry.
All right, that's a
Nice.
good one. All right, so now we have our Cup Series picks. All right, so my main pick, he's won twice at Martinsville, and he's kind of in a must win. And I think this could be the proper farewell for the team he is leaving. I'm going with Brad Keselowski as my main pick to win Martinsville. Bold pick. Don't be surprised if he pulls a 4 in a row. Kyle Larson, win number 10. That he could be my bold pick. He has not been the best in Martinsville, but he did have a top 10 finish at Martinsville. And non-playoff pick, I'm going with Eric Jones. I could probably see a good run from him this weekend.
Nice.
Anthony?
So for my main pick, I am going to go with Joey Logano. He's got nothing to lose. So he's just going to go out there and get the win. Also, for my bold pick, I am going with Martin Truex Jr., MTJ. And then for my non-playoff pick, I'm going to go with my boy, Willie B. Byron, baby. Nah.
Oh, man.
Yo, he finished runner-up to MTJ. And
True, he did.
I forgot when it was, 18, 19. No. It was 2019, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, Addison, your Cup picks.
All right. Main pick, going with Martin Truex Jr., he what we call the short track king, since he did win Richmond this year and Martinsville. And my bold pick, last year's Martinsville fall winner, Chase Elliott. Even though he's got nothing to lose, just has to get those points. Now my non-playoff, I'm going to say my non-playoff will be a tough one.
Go with Ricky Spinhouse.
No.
Yeah, no.
A real tough one. I'll give a guess. I'll just pick a random one if I cannot pick one. I'm gonna have to say non-playoff will be Oh my gosh. Um,
Take your time,
I'm thinking,
Addison.
what?
No pressure.
I'm picking a random one. I'm gonna go with Willie B.
Oh, good one.
Oh,
That's a good one. All right. Will it be Byron?
Willie B, baby. Let's go.
Did any of you two pick Byron as an unplanned pick for this race?
Nah, I picked Eric Jones.
And Anthony, you picked.
For a non-player?
Yeah.
Well, Willie B.
Okay.
All right.
Yo, so Daniel got Brad K for Maine. I got Joey Lagans, and Addison had who?
MTJ.
She get?
Truex
MTJ.
and Elliott.
So bottom 4 drivers right there. Dang.
Oh, bottom 4. I'm telling you. I mean, these drivers they're gonna be desperate, man.
Bro,
We're voting for the guys that are way on the bottom, except for Chase, who I did pick.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I'm telling you, it's gonna be a crazy battle, boys.
I can't wait. Yeah. So,
And even though they're watching for time, we're just gonna pretend like he's there, and we'll say, "Buggity, buggity, buggity, let's go racing, you bunch of hot dogs."
yeah, that is true. But
Or another buggity quote, he would say, "Buggity, buggity, buggity, let's go short checking, boys."
oh hell yeah, man, I miss CW in the booth.
He was funny.
Yeah.
Hey, but yeah. Hey, what happened to Mauricio?
Yeah,
I
for
thought
real.
he
He was never gonna join.
For real, he didn't even join.
Dang.
Bro, I sent him the text like I'm like, yo, check the link, bro. I'm like, nah, he probably fell asleep or something. Yo,
He
fucking
probably was getting drunk at a party. That's my guess.
nah, that's Friday night, bro. That's Friday night.
That's right
Okay,
now,
I stand corrected.
Oh, that Anthony with that Corona hat. Yeah. No, I actually got the William Byron Exalta hat though.
Sadly, I don't
Corona-
even have any hats that fit me because of my
Corona-
weird head.
Corona to NASCAR boys. No, I'm just
Go to the NASCAR? Oh, that'd be dope.
Daniel Suarez bringing that beer, Mexican beer. No.
Oh, that'd be awesome. Yeah. Yeah. So before we wrap it up, I just want to say thank you guys, everyone, for watching this podcast. We actually almost reached the 2-hour limit, but
I'm telling you, boys. I told you, bro. I was like, hey, we gotta get that 2-hour stream, bro.
hell yeah. Yeah, we
Yeah.
knew it. Yeah. Yeah, thank you for sticking for all you watching who stuck out Tuesday evening with us, who decided to stick it with us, to come kick it with us on Tuesday evenings. Your viewership, your support definitely does mean a lot. We're very humbled. We're very humbled for the support. It definitely does mean a lot, and you guys are the reason why we keep doing this. We don't do this for the clout, for money or fame. I love talking about NASCAR with you guys, and it's definitely a privilege.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, shout out to all those people out there watching the podcast. Thanks for sticking it out. So appreciate you guys.
Yeah. If you guys want to follow the rest of the Turn Fork gang, I have their social medias and their links on the description. If you guys want to give them a follow. Also, same thing. You guys want to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. Soon I will have a TikTok after the season.
If Kyle Larson wins that championship,
I will be on TikTok.
If Larson wins that championship, you're going to be on TikTok.
Yeah, I am going to be on TikTok. So yeah, so stay tuned for that if that's the case. 2 more weeks for Phoenix. I will be there. Me and Addison, we're both going to be there in Phoenix. If any of y'all.
Fact, for this week is the last race. Me and Daniel are watching on TV, and then next week we're at it.
Yeah. We might run into each other, but we'll see about that. But I mean, honestly, if you guys do see us, feel free to say hi. Don't be afraid to say hi. We don't bite. We'll take some pictures with y'all if you guys want, for anyone watching who is going to Phoenix. But it's definitely going to be an amazing experience. It will be my first championship race I've been at, my first time going to Phoenix. So
second time for me. Of course.
Oh, second time as a championship race? Yeah.
Yeah, because as I told you last year, I was the lucky one to see Chase win that championship in person.
Mickey Elliott win the
Of
championship.
Well,
course.
Been a Mickey championship.
Addison. What was
Yes.
your reaction when Chase Elliott won?
Literally closing
Championship.
laps. I was like, come on, Chase. Come on, Chase. And then seconds before he crossed the line, I screamed and shouted, yes!
Hey,
And then you passed out? No.
No, I didn't. And even the next day, I wore a Chase Elliott flag to school.
what they tell you?
They literally
That's hard.
they were just asking questions like, "Why are you wearing this flag?" And I'm also going to do it this year.
What if
Whoever
Larson
wins
wins the
that chip-
championship?
Whoever wins the championship, I'm wearing a flag on my back to school.
Damn. Yo, if
Next year,
Larson wins,
Willie B.
I might have a possibility of seeing Larson win a championship. It definitely will be an unforgettable experience, but that's something that I'm looking forward to. I'm only 2 weeks away. I will keep y'all updated on Twitter, on YouTube. I will probably try to film some footage of the race.
Damn, boy.
Yeah, that race day experience though.
Yo, only if I was closer, I would have been there too. But
Yeah.
You live in California, do you?
yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Still, it's still like 12 hours away though. So
Yeah.
from where I live to
True. Yeah.
the racetrack. So yeah.
Yeah. All right. So thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sticking out Tuesday evening with us. We'll see you guys in the next podcast next week. There's not any guests, anything we have confirmed, but next week me and Addison, we're gonna have a kind of insight, kind of what to expect from Phoenix this weekend. We're only 2 weeks away. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna be amazing. We will thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next stream's podcast.